Do you ever have the urge out of nowhere to just re-listen to a bunch of albums and bands from your past, from your teenage years? Shit you haven't even thought about in over a decade? And from there, it just snowballs. What about this album? And that album? And this album? And you spend a whole entire week listening to nothing but emo music. And it inspires you to get on your podcast and do an episode where you talk about the top 5 emo albums of all time. Well, that's what happened here. And that's what's happening today. Top 5 emo albums of all time. What does emo mean? I'll let you be the judge. But rest assured, I will be judging you. So grab a seat, grab a snack, grab something to drink, put in those fucking headphones. We're about to kill some time. Let's go.
I would rather die first, Angela.
Get that bitch, Leatherface! Get that bitch!
Now you can talk to Mickey and the gang on the telephone, and they've got a whole lot to say. Chat with Mickey all about his vasectomy complications and his feelings on the importance of copyright law. Or try your best to calm down Donald as he spirals into an incoherent, rage-filled tirade about his recent divorce. And if you love to laugh, why not dial up Goofy for some silly fun? He'll tell you all the best knock-knock jokes, plus his surprising opinions about Hawaiians.
This week was rad as fuck, but at the same time, we've had some really, really low down points. Lost a couple people who were very, very important. And before I get into all the laughing and the roasting and the bullshit, I want to bring them to light and give them a little respect. The New England hip-hop scene lost a real fucking star. Like a manager, a videographer, a promoter, an artist. A brother to so many, a mentor to many more, and a friend to all of us. Rest in peace, Nico Hustle of Hustle Killers. I don't know what happened. I don't need to know what happened. It's none of my business, and I'll give their family all the respect and privacy. But it's a really sad thing to hear. It's a sad thing for many of my friends who were super close to him to go through right now. I know you guys are battling emotions. I want to say, I love you guys. I'm here. I know it won't mean much in the grand scheme of things because, you know, your brother's gone. But I'm always there to lend an ear if you want to vent, if you want to recall all these memories and stuff. It's a real down point in the hip-hop scene right now, so I said it online, I'll say it again. Everything from this point on is for Nico. Let's fucking do it. But stepping outside of the local area, the world lost an incredible actor as well. Many people's favorite actor, I know my friend Sam says this is her favorite actor, and she was having a hard time on movie night. Sam Neill passed away. You might know Sam Neill from Bicentennial Men, The Jungle Book, Hunt for Red October, Hunt for the Wilder People, Peaky Blinders, or most notably from Jurassic Park. I was shocked. It was a hell of a thing to wake up to and find that out. Told my wife, and she didn't have a fun time hearing that news. My whole timeline was flooded with things of that nature. I was planning on watching a Sam Neill movie that I haven't watched yet. It's been on my list for years now. Just so happened, though, that Film Club, Hellhound Film Club, that I try to do as often as I can, plans to turn their Stanley Kubrick movie night into a Sam Neill movie night and watch that very movie that I didn't watch yet. So I got to sit down the other day and watch In the Mouth of Madness. And what a fucking performance, dude. What a performance. The descent into madness. In sort of the, I bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, let me tell you the story. Kind of thing they did with that. I didn't know how it was going to be templated. I didn't know the timeline, didn't know anything. I knew one scene in the movie, and I knew a brief synopsis of what the plot is. Sat down, I gotta say, when the only thing you can fucking have gripes about is just the way certain characters sounded when they said their lines, and they're not even the main characters, they're little side characters that are supposed to be a figment of imagination. You know you made a fucking banger movie. Possibly one of the best sci-fi movies that I've watched in the last year. That's a testament to Sam Neill. Shout out that dude. Rest in peace. So besides watching movies like Hunt for the Wilder People and In the Mouth of Madness and 2001 A Space Odyssey, which, yes, I did just watch for the first time, my week has not just been filled with movies, it has been filled with, as I said before, emo music. Because two reasons. One, I'm a sad kind of guy. And two, I want to figure out what I think are the top 5 emo albums of all time. So I did some reflecting, I did some deep diving, I did some dissecting. And I also asked all of you what you think. And I got way more answers than I thought I was going to. So we might not get to all of them because I'm not trying to have this be like hour long. But we're going to pick some good ones. Some ones that are an array of answers and not just the same names over and over again.
You can't do backflips. You don't know karate. You're white trash. You're white trash too, dude. Look at those shorts are white trash. Do not call the shorts white trash. Dennis told me about these shorts and they're not white trash. Look at this. Look at this. Look what I can do.
So when I was thinking of this topic, I was thinking mostly for the fact that there are so many options that mean so much to so many different people. I'm definitely not getting the same bands every single time. And that made it very exciting for me. Because maybe I'll check out bands that I don't know. Maybe I'll hear bands that I haven't even thought of for years. Maybe some people will share the same opinions that I have. Who knows? But we got so many opinions from social media that I'm excited to dive into these, so let's fucking do it. First up, we got Fuck Off Craig from Threads, and he says, in no particular order, Jawbreakers, Dear You, American Football Self-Titled, Brand New, Deja Attendu, Modest Mouse, This Is a Long Drive for Someone with Nothing to Think About, and Lifetime, Jersey's Best Dancers. I just recently found out about the band Lifetime because I was listening to a interview with Chris Conley of the band Saves the Day, and he was saying how Lifetime was super important to him and pretty much the catalyst as to why he started Saves the Day. I have not dove into them yet, so maybe I'll do that after this. Keep this emo wave going. Next up, we have El Giordano Diablo, who says, the purists are gonna hate some of these, but I do not care. I'm a punk rocker, and this is what everybody told me was emo when I listened to it. Fair enough. Tuesday, Freewheelin'. I'm not familiar with Tuesday. I know Thursday. I don't know Tuesday. Another band I need to check out. Smoking Popes, Destination Failure. Vendetta Red, Between the Never and the Now. Alkaline Trio, Maybe I'll Catch Fire. And The Used, Box of Sharp Objects. I can definitely agree with the last two. I've loved Alkaline Trio almost my entire life, and Box Full of Sharp Objects was a very key album for me growing up. I used to listen to that while I was hanging out with my sister at the pool back in 2000, 2001 when it first came out. I didn't really know emo music. I didn't know what the hell it was, but I was like, yo, this is aggressive. This is fast paced. There's good lyrics. I can sing this shit. Hell yeah. I guess that was kind of the catalyst for everything that came afterwards, because I became a very sad boy. Next up, also from Threads, D. John Mustard 707 says, Seosin, the self-titled album. The Fall of Troy, Doppelganger. I never considered them to be emo, but hell yeah, I love that album. Coheed and Cambria, The Willing Well Part 2. AFI, December Underground, and My Chemical Romance, 3 Cheers. It's really hard not to consider the last two. And those are some great picks, dude. Hell yeah, thank you for submitting. Ethan Swope of the band Quick Before the Outbreak chimed in and said, Coheed and Cambria, The Second Stage Turbine. Seosin, translating the name, Sleep In, Settling. American Football, LP1, and Cap and Jazz, and Alpha Apolothology. I ain't fucking with that word, bro. I've heard nothing but good things about that last album, but I can't for the life of me fucking pronounce it. Some solid picks, dude. Damien Says from Facebook says, Fugazi, Repeater of Red Medicine. Dag Nasty, Can I Say? Rites of Spring self-titled, Embrace self-titled, and Marginal Man, Identity. Those are all some real OG ass picks, dude. I respect it. I respect it. And lastly, before we unpack all the trauma that is my picks, we got Travis James Wise on Facebook who says, My Chemical Romance, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. AFI, December Underground. Evanescence, The Open Doors. The Used, Lies for the Liars. And Him, Dark Light. While Him, Dark Light is one of my favorite albums in existence, I don't personally consider it emo. But I know a lot of subcultures and different demographics consider gothic and emo to sort of be interchangeable. And I did leave this up for interpretation. So, you know, I respect it. At least you respect and you think highly of one of my favorite albums, so I fuck with it. Thank you, Travis. Now let's start this off with some honorable mentions you're gonna hate me for not including in my list. Othiel, World's Fastest Car. Taking Back Sunday, Tell All Your Friends. Saves the Day, Through Being Cool. And My Chemical Romance, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. I apologize. Time to dive into some real sad boy shit and put you onto some bands and albums you might not have heard of. Let's fucking go. Number 5 goes to Funeral Diners, The Underdark. While many people might not consider this to be a emo band, Screamo and emo are of the same fucking bird, okay? Lyrically, this band is as emo as it gets. And they inspired so many bands in the early 2000s to really come out and get emotional, get vulnerable. Their abrasive sound, their heaviness, and then just coupled with the melodic ambient parts throughout their songs to really help those angrier parts pop once they do show up, just constantly made me just thrilled and energized, just shaking my fists like I'm gonna fucking punch a wall or something. I need to go for a run. And then I look at myself and get sad again, because how the fuck is this gonna run? 8 songs, 44 minutes, and like 5 of these songs I would personally consider bangers. So of course, it's gotta be in the top 5, but it's starting it off at number 5. Number 4 I feel weird saying because I know a lot of people my age do not know of this band for some reason or another. I've already brought them up earlier on in the show. I gotta go with Cursive and their album Domestica.
I wanna help you, but you gotta
Those who know understand. Those who don't know and later look up will be confused. This band is not your traditional emo band from an instrumental standpoint. They're wackier. They have twangy, whittly guitars, weird time signatures, weird guitar riffs and shit. Things you don't normally find in what many people consider to be emo music. But from a thematic point of view, from an emotional point of view, this band could not be any more emo. This entire album is about the trials and tribulations of being in a serious relationship. This particular song, The Radiator Hum, is about the miscommunication between significant others in a relationship. And there's also a song about giving birth and becoming a parent for the first time, and going through one giant fight where you just give up because you don't want to ruin everything. This whole entire thing is about the good, the hard, and the ugly of relationships. And honestly, I feel like that's incredibly emo. And I love this album with all of my heart. Now, when I go with my third favorite emo album of all time, and I say it's from The Promise Ring, many people will say that the better album is 1997's Nothing Feels Good. Which, I mean, it's a great album. The title alone just oozes emo. But personally, in my own opinion, the better album is Very Emergency from 1999.
If it came too easy, it wouldn't be worth all the time that it took.
Songs about relationships and being in love with somebody who might not love you back, and the desperate attempts of fighting off your sadness and depression and trying to look to the optimistic side of things. It's a very emotional and vulnerable, introspective album. And just the way that the vocalist sings these songs is that very like Midwestern emo 90s vibe to it, where it's kind of monotone, but there's a sincerity to it. Like, it might not have the uber emotional songs like Nothing Feels Good has, or even that some songs off of Woodwater have. But this album, as far as songwriting goes, my favorite songs of any Promise Ring album. And I gotta give props to Very Emergency. This album is incredible. I think I've re-listened to it like 4 times in the past like month or two. We are at number 2 right now, and number 2 belongs to the band The World Is a Beautiful Place, and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die. I mean, hell, that name is as emo as it gets, isn't it? They have so many albums with full of songs that I absolutely love. And while this album is not riddled with songs that I absolutely love, the songs on this album that I love, I fucking adore. So my love for these songs in particular really push it up there. I'm talking about the album Whenever, If Ever. From an instrumental standpoint, this album slaps to an nth degree. It's just so good. The build-ups, the crescendos, the ambient parts to everything, how there's occasionally some real hard breaks in there, where there's even some shouting vocals throughout the entire album. They have their moments. They pick and choose their moments. Almost every song seems like it's an album closer. Until the next one, and you realize you still have 3 songs left to go. I saw them perform pretty much this entire album live, and it was an experience. And by the time they ended their song Getting Sodas, which is the last song on this album, I was in tears, I was in awe, and both of my friends wondered what the fuck was wrong with me. This album is so special to me, even though out of like the 8 songs on it, only 4 of them really mean anything to me. Those 4 songs in particular really hit hard, really hit home, and make me feel something every time I listen to it. So to put it at number 2, I feel it's just the perfect spot. Because I have so many memories and shit just with this album. Though I cannot say it is the best album. Because that will belong to... Insert drumroll, please. Dream to Make Believe by the band Armor for Sleep. Album was the perfect collection of banger after banger after banger, released exactly when I needed it while I was going through some of the same shit that they were talking about. Stuff like trying to find any excuse at all for you to just not experience reality outside your doors. Maybe you just faced heartbreak, or you were in a fight, or you're dealing with depression. Just any way to stop yourself from dealing with life itself. The willingness to sacrifice everything that you need for yourself in order to make sure somebody else is happy. Ugh. And most of all, songs like Kind of Perfect, which deal with self-worth and self-esteem. I had the worst self-esteem growing up, and I still have battles with it today. But nowhere near it was when I found this song, and it meant a lot to me. It was kind of therapeutic. You know, in a weird equation, bad plus bad equals good. I was going to try to play a sample of that song, but it's going to take too long, and then I'm going to get this shit copywritten like a motherfucker. So yeah, just check it out. When you love and adore every single song on an album besides one, and it's not that it's not good, it's just because you weren't relating to that specific song at that moment. So, by proxy, it's the lesser of the fucking 9 or 10 songs on the album. That means something. This album, in my opinion, greatest emo album of my personal taste. You know, we can argue looking at success and marketability and influence and stuff, which this one had none of those. But in my opinion, most important in my life, the most re-listened to album is Dream to Make Believe by Armor for Sleep. Well, we just reached that halfway point, so you know what the fuck it is. It's time for that unfiltered, unapologetic music reviews. And I don't have a whole bunch of negative this week. Because we have been lucky, bro. We have been fucking lucky. Banger after banger after banger. But rest assured, I will find something to shit all over. Post-hardcore legends Quicksand just dropped a new album titled Bring On the Physics. And normally, when it comes to bands that have been going strong since 1993, I don't usually fuck with their music anymore. This is different though. This band still slaps. Is it hardcore? Is it alternative? Is it indie? Is it emo? Is it even nu metal? Who fucking knows? All I know is that it is really good. This literally sounds like Cursive's older brother who was raised by an abusive dad. And by the time Cursive came up, like, the mom remarried. And, like, the guy wasn't an asshole anymore. So all the grits and anger and angst and stuff was stuck with Quicksand. I think if you're a fan of Turnstile and Refused and Fugazi, you'll fuck with this band. And you'll definitely fuck with this album. I give it a solid A. Fuming Mouth just released their new full-length, The Ringing Bell. And this straight up was evil, dude. As if this band couldn't get any better, they blended death metal and hardcore into an aggressive Wallace sound and managed to even surpass my high hopes. Once I heard that the new drummer of Fuming Mouth was going to be Jay Weinberg, the drummer formerly of Against Me, Suicidal Tendencies, Madball, and even Slipknot, I knew that things were going to be elevated. I just didn't know how good they were going to be. This, doubled my expectation. Easily, in my opinion, the best record Fuming Mouth has put out thus far. While not every song on this album is heavy as fuck, they are all incredible. The heavy parts will rock your shit. The more melodic parts will make you just appreciate their musicianship. Every song is really, really good in one way or another. And I have to give this one another A. Dude, the hits just keep on fucking coming. I can't keep sucking everybody's dick. There's gotta be something that I didn't care for. And you're right. Scene Queen just recently released a new single featuring Left to Suffer vocalist Taylor Barber. It's called Metalicious. And it's not good. I have a couple questions. What the fuck is Hitting the Mosh? Why is this mixed so terribly? How did you listen to this and say, yeah, this is good enough to go on streaming platforms? I don't understand at all. This literally just sounds like New Age's version of that chick Peaches from back in the day. The one's like, fuck the pain away. Stay in school, 'cause it's the best. It's literally just that. I know Broken Side is touring again, but why the fuck did we have to bring back that style of music? I liked Scene Queen at one point in time. I did. But that's when she actually had, a backing band and didn't rely on just, gimmicky shit and electronics with electro claps. That's my least favorite type of music. And, when one of your friends goes, oh, this is fire, you should check it out. And then you check it out and it's this shit. I gotta say, homie, I lost a lot of respect and trust in you. You steered me wrong once. Will you steer me wrong again? I thought because Taylor Barber was on this song, there would at least be something that I would enjoy. But no, he was mixed terribly, so even the good part was also a bad part. Ugh. I would love to give it an F. I would. But there was at least backing band throughout this. If it was all electro, I would give it an F. But I will give this a D. A very, very strong and firm D. Ugh. And lastly, Boundaries just released their new album, The Unbeautiful After. After so many people were getting teased with singles and they were waiting and waiting and waiting, all my friends were like, I just want this Boundaries album to drop, bro. When is this album going to drop? Well, they fucking dropped it. And it still wasn't as good as their third album. I'm sorry. And with me saying that, I'm not saying that this was bad by any stretch, because it was actually pretty fucking good. But it didn't hit as hard as that third album, Burying Brightness. Some of the mixing I didn't feel was as good. And also, I'm not the biggest fan of clean singing in my heavy music. And this was littered with clean singing. So I was kind of thrown out of it a little bit. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I should. But let me say, the heavy parts were incredible. The melodic parts were incredible. I just didn't really enjoy them so close together at times. So, while this was good, it's still not as enjoyable as Burying Brightness for me. And I give this a B+. Wow, disappointing people 2 times this episode. Fuck yeah. First with my honorable mentions, and then with giving this highly anticipated, highly regarded album a B+. Well, time for me to put on a mask. I guess this is my villain arc. And lastly, before we head out, I have a bunch of shows to promote. Not as many as I once did, but we fucking doing this shit. if it's not too late for you to check it out, tomorrow night, Saturday, July 18th, I will be playing in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's a free, all-ages event, supposedly happening outside, but if the weather is bad, we are moving it inside. Starts at 5:30, ends about 9 at Magnolia Pub in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Bars Over Bars presents Luke from the Lost Planet, Tweak and Mags, Young Magoo, Ace Don, I Can't Cry, Just Cole, Connor Marks, and myself, Hill Murray. Week after, on Friday, July 24th, Blunt O'Keefe is back in Massachusetts for one night as he plays at Jacob's Corner in Beverly, Massachusetts, alongside M-Dog, J-Vibe, Luke from the Lost Planet yet again, Ty Guy, Morning Run, and myself. Then we got Pubs Over Pubs from Bars Over Bars, August 14th at Rolf's Pub in North Andover. Dev Kaleo, Connor Marks, D Soul, Kava, Worm Food, Dree, and the Canonical Boat Rap Universe will all be sharing the stage with me. It is another free event, but this one is 21 plus. And then to end the list, we have possibly the last Just Plain Filthy event of the year. Just Plain Filthy, Night of Filth, number 3, Rap and Metal Showcase. We got Eudora, Deceptions, Southgate, Play for Blood, Arms Like Teeth, Aaron Brown, Dying Star, and myself, with Bars Over Bars doing the hip-hop backings and DJing throughout the entire night. It is $15 admission. 6 o'clock are the doors, 7 o'clock is the show, and it all takes place at the Bungalow on August 28th. So thank you for listening to me gush and ooze and all these other drippy ass adjectives about emo music and new music, and listening to all these little clips that I dropped. It was a music heavy episode today, and I hope you fucked with it. We'll be back next week. I don't have an idea of what the topic will be about, but you look at my socials, Kill Murray 603 on everything, and you will be the first ones to find out. So have a good night.